Good evening, Bowser, and good evening, Switch fans. It's nearly the weekend, but we gotta confirm it. And what better way than with an episode chock full of new Nintendo Switch news. I'm ready to tell you all about some awesome collaboration DLC that is coming super soon, and it's super sweet. Plus, a Switch game is finally confirmed and dated, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. And then, why the heck did Nintendo Switch get left behind? This was really sad. I don't fully understand it, but maybe there's more to it than meets the eye, and maybe it's actually hinting at that Nintendo Direct that we've all been waiting for. So buckle up, get ready. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. I am happy to be here. I'm also ready for the weekend. Smash that like button if you're ready for the weekend, and let me know in the comments down below your take on today's topics. Let's bust right into it with a little Buster action. Mega Man making his way into Monster Hunter Rise, and once again Capcom just killing it with the unification of their own IP. I mean, Nintendo really should take a page out of their book and make some magic happen. I mean, we got Animal Crossing, a franchise desperate for DLC, and yeah, Nintendo put Mario in there, but they've also got Zelda, they've got Metroid, they've got Pokemon, and they don't really do a whole lot of unions. There's not a whole lot of intersecting, there's not a whole lot of cool collaborative DLC, but luckily, Capcom gets it. And like they did with Okami and Amaterasu in Monster Hunter Rise, they're now putting Rush from Mega Man into Monster Hunter Rise. In fact, Rush Pup will arrive on September 24th, and you can ride around in style. I think they've just had a glorious year so far. Capcom dominating with Monster Hunter Rise, Stories 2, and of course, my beloved Resident Evil Village that is not on Switch, but what a fantastic game. And I love their mold and their blueprint for DLC. I hope more games take a look at what they've done and how they've kept the content coming and kept it relevant and kept the games in people's systems. Beautiful job. Let me know if you're gonna pick up Rush as your rideable in Monster Hunter Rise, or if you're still playing Monster Hunter Rise, I'd love to know what you're doing in the game, and let me know in the comments down below. And now I am a party animal, not the kind that actually goes to parties, but I really love the Jackbox party packs. And we now have confirmation that the 8th party pack is coming to Switch on October 14th. That's less than a month away, and this one is big, because it's reinventing Drawful, one of the best games that company has ever created. Now with Drawful Animate, you're making animated GIFs, which I think is just bellissimo. That is chef's kiss if I've ever seen one. They've also got a cavalcade of other new and exciting games, including the first ever head-to-head team game and a wheel of enormous proportions, where I think you're spinning a wheel, answering trivia questions, and seeing what happens next. These games are a lot of fun, and I do feel like they're kind of every other year. Like they'll have a great pack and then kind of a average pack, and then a great pack, and then an average pack. And last year was an average pack. So based on that and the inclusion of a new revitalized Drawful, I'm all in, and I cannot wait to play this one. It's also a great thing to do in a socially distanced world and a world where people work from home and are spread apart. And it's just something really fun to do with all your family and friends as we approach the holiday season. So let me know if you're gonna pick it up in the comments down below. And if you've never played a Jackbox party pack, oh my goodness gracious, unwrap that thing and get one. They're all on Switch, and most of them are awesome. Some of the standout games are Drawful and Fibbage and Trivia Murder Party. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? You might be tempted to guess me, but I promise it's not. It's actually SpongeBob, and the Square Pant Boy is back in a brand new adventure announced today and coming to Switch. It's called SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake, and man, they put the cosmic filter over that trailer because it looks glorious. It looks beautiful, and it promises to bring the fun platforming adventures back, but add a modern twist. They say there's 7 distinct worlds, 30 costumes, and the original voice cast, which is so important. Okay, you gotta make sure that this game sounds, looks, and feels like the SpongeBob I remember when I was small and half my height. But maybe most importantly, they're bringing in a bunch of tunes from the show, including Sweet Victory, and that's actually what the trailer was centered around. They know how to appeal to the fan base. And I don't want you to just write this one off, okay? Because the SpongeBob games have actually always been pretty good. Like, they've bat well above the licensed game average, and this one's supposed to be coming soon. So color me interested, and hopefully we see it shortly. Now, I'm glad this was announced for Switch as part of THQ Nordic's 10th anniversary showcase, because by golly, there was nothing else. Now I found this insanely curious, and we're gonna dive a bit deeper in because Jeff Keighley was hosting the show, and they promised 6 brand new game announcements, which is quite a few, and the fact that they had Mr. Video Game himself hosting told me it was gonna be a pretty big deal. But for Nintendo Switch fans, it just absolutely wasn't, even though there were games that made a whole lot of sense for Switch. And THQ Nordic has supported the Switch really darn well. One of the best third-party publishers to put a plethora of titles on the Switch. We're talking all the Darksiders games, and Red Faction, and De Blob, and Kingdoms of Amalur, SpongeBob, and more. They've put plenty on this platform, and the Switch was just such a side piece during this showcase. I thought Outcast 2: A New Beginning looked awesome, and even though I don't have any nostalgia for the original title, I was still hoping that this one would hit Switch, and it didn't. And even though it's not my cup of tea, Destroy All Humans 2 is getting a full-blown remake, and it also wasn't on Switch. They also announced Jagged Alliance 3, Superpower 3, and MX vs. ATV Legends, another racing game that could have been on Switch. So maybe you're thinking that THQ Nordic just ditched the Switch, but I'd ask you to hesitate for a moment, particularly because last year they remade Destroy All Humans 1, and that game arrived on Switch last summer. So why wouldn't the sequel come to Switch? Especially for a company that loves to push their titles on the most powerful, sales-wise, platform out there. Well, people have been surmising that maybe some of these announcements are waiting in the wings, and perhaps some of these third-party reveals are going to be confirmed for Switch at a later Nintendo Direct. You know how Nintendo loves to have sort of that sizzle reel of third-party titles, and believe me, Nintendo loves to be the ones to announce their games. Right, even if it's not their game, if it's coming to their system, they want to let you know. So there's a world where Destroy All Humans 2 is announced for Switch very soon. I don't know about Outcast 2, although I'd love it, but I could also see MX vs. ATV Legends popping up there as well. And perhaps this is a further hint and sign that a new Nintendo Direct is coming. There's been a lot of build lately for third-party titles. We had the Castlevania Advance Collection once again rated in new territories. We talked about this a while back. It popped up back in June on the Australian ratings board and on the Korean ratings board, and then again today on the Taiwanese ratings board. This thing has to be real if this many countries are rating it, and it might be imminent. There's also talk that Koei Tecmo has 2 new unannounced Switch games, and yes, these could be building towards TGS reveals, but as I mentioned, Nintendo loves to own their own. And so I think that a lot of these announcements will actually be made at a Nintendo Direct, or at least affirmed the Switch version at a Nintendo Direct. And if you didn't think one was coming because of past precedent, because of the month of September, and because of all the leaks and discussion, here's even more ammo to fuel the hopes and the dreams that a big new Nintendo Switch Direct is coming soon. I'm very excited, and of course I've got you covered, but let me know in the comments down below what you think about THQ Nordic. Did they just leave the Switch behind, or do you think there's more to it, and it will all be revealed at a coming Nintendo Direct? Now guys and girls, I forgot the poll. I'm really sorry, but it's been one of those weeks. It's been so chaotic, so I'm gonna make up my own poll and we can just do a show of hands. Who's tired from the week? Who's ready for the weekend? This guy. So with that, my friends, I'm gonna go relax. I can't wait to play more Eastward. I can't wait to chill. I can't wait to just sleep in. So thank you so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed another awesome week of Good Morning Mario. Hit that like button to confirm the weekend, and I'll see you guys all real soon. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Have a fantastic break from whatever hecticness is in your life. And if you already feel chilled out, man, you're doing awesome. You've achieved the zen that we all dream of. I love you guys and girls so much. Until next time, SwitchForce out.